As a child growing up in poverty in Italy, Sophia Loren was so skinny she was nicknamed the toothpick. Then someone once said, when they gave up femininity, they issued Loren with a double ration. After being discovered in a beauty contest by film producer and future husband Carlo Ponti, she exploded into film and became one of the cinema's ultimate international sex symbols. Cary Grant proposed to her. Peter Sellers fell in love with her. Noel Coward once said, she should have been sculpted in chocolate truffles so the world could devour her. In those early days, it was all about her striking looks rather than her acting talent, as this BBC interview with Cliff Mitchell displays.
Miss Loren, you've made the grade with nothing very much except your face, your figure, and your own determination.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised at the success you've achieved?
Well, I've been working very hard on it. I've been working since I was 15 years old. And I'm very glad what I am now. But, of course, you have to work very hard all the time.
But you've come up, haven't you, as a star in the past, 4 or 5 years?
I think 6, yes.
You put
I
it at
started when
6.
I was 6, yes.
This is a surprisingly short time, isn't it, to achieve the amount of success that you've got? Now, it's often been reported that you were a scraggy, ugly little girl, and I quote, what do you enjoy most about now being a world-famous beauty?
Man's admiration. Maybe I didn't understand.
Yes, indeed you did.
Really?
I was waiting for you to go on. I was hoping that you would go on.
What can I say more?
When did you first think that you ought to be a film star? Is there a moment in your life? How old were you?
Oh, I was very, very young. Well, I was seeing in Pozzuoli, which is a little town where I lived, and...
Where you lived with your very beautiful sister, too.
Oh, yes, she was beautiful. As a matter of fact, she was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. She was blonde and very fat. She won many contests. And I was always in the shadow, and I was little... But I've seen the pictures, especially the American pictures, I liked very much. The fairy tale, the pictures that Yvonne de Carlo made in color. And while I was seeing that pictures, I never thought that I really could sometime be a star.
Let me go back to your sister.
Yeah.
You said that you were always in the
Do you
shadow.
know her?
No, I've seen her picture on several occasions, though, in magazines.
Yes.
Did you like being in the shadow, or did you resent being overshadowed by your sister?
Well, she was my sister. She was not a stranger, so I liked it.
Miss Loren, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
The balance shifted for Loren in 1960 when she won an Oscar for the harrowing war drama Two Women. It was the first time Hollywood had given an Academy Award to a non-English acting role. The breakthrough confirmed she was a great actress as well as a great beauty, and would ultimately lead to other opportunities, like a judging role at the Cannes Film Festival.
This year, with Sophia Loren president of the jury, things are even more simplified, more confused than usual in that direction. Sophia is out of time and space, but not everybody is. If you're another actress, be careful about the hour at which you arrive at Nice airport. The festival can treat you cruelly. While Sophia Loren was pursued into a car in a trail of glory, another actress, Leslie Caron, once equally famous, was left with 3 photographers. Such is the penalty for getting on the wrong plane.
Yesterday at the airport, you were welcomed, mythically, as you usually are, and at the same time, another star who had perhaps picked the wrong time to arrive, and a very famous one, only had 3 photographers around her. Does this sort of thing worry you?
It's unfair of you to ask me that kind of question. I don't wish to talk about it, no.
What do you look for in a film?
I like honest films. I like films that are a great deal to do with real life. I like real characters in the films. and which quite rarely you see nowadays, because every feeling is so mixed up, and you can't really see a wonderful, sincere love story.
Why were you chosen as president?
Well, I have no idea, really. I'm very flattered, as a matter of fact, and surprised by this choice, because generally the presidents of such an important jury as the film festival in Cannes is always given to people who have behind them an artistic career much longer than mine. So this thing really flatters me a great deal.
Do you think that the fact that your husband is a well-known film producer had anything to do with it?
I don't think so, no.
Nor the fact that he became French recently?
Not really, because I was supposed to be part of the jury even last year and I couldn't make it.
How does it feel to be president of a jury of presidents, since this jury is a very special one composed of presidents of all the last years?
It's not easy, you know, to be seated among these important people, these great thinkers, and many of some of them are even immortels, comment on dit en anglais?
Yes, members of the French Academy.
That's right.
Immortals.
Immortals.
Yes. Well,
so
indeed.
it's not really easy,
Well,
but I think they have adopted me in a very nice way, and they are marvelous to be with.
Now you're going to judge colleagues officially. What problems does that raise?
Well, I have no idea. This problem is not risen.
Well, for the moment...
Risen yet, so I don't know what's going to happen.
For the moment, as far as we can see, there are two queens of the festival. There's yourself, and from the selection of films, it seems that Jeanne Moreau is going to be the other queen.
Yes.
What do you think of her as an actress?
Well, I've always admired her very much. I think she's a great actress, Jeanne Moreau.
Very different from yourself.
Oh, yes, quite different, yes.
Now, today we're being shown La Religieuse,
Yes.
The Nun, the film that was banned by the French Minister of Information and offered as an official French entry by the Minister of Culture. How do you react to this curious censorship game?
Well, I can't.
I know that you've
think
had
it's
your own
forbidden
problems with the
for
Catholic
me.
Church.
No, it's not that. I can't talk about the films that are in competition, because generally a member of the jury can never talk about it.
How do you feel about the whole censorship business?
Well, of course I feel very strongly about it, but I think that in life and in movies you can do anything with style and elegance, really, and there is no censorship that is going to forbid you a certain kind of story if it's done with good taste.
Years later, Loren would talk about acting and Two Women, the film that changed perceptions of her, in an interview with Pebble Mill, timed to coincide with the release of her autobiography.
The power that blazes across the screen there is what really does separate you from a lot of actresses who simply were beautiful, but who couldn't deliver the real power of acting. Acting was always very important to you, wasn't it, from the very beginning?
For me, acting is a kind of... I'm sorry, because I'm still very moved by the scene I've seen so far. And I think that for me it's a release feeling, and I don't think I could live without acting in my life, because I adore my profession and I love the work I do.
Because when you were a young girl, when you first saw the Hollywood films in the one and only cinema in your native town, you fell in love with Tyrone Power, I know.
Yeah, I was about 8, 9 years old.
But it wasn't the glamour and living in Beverly Hills in the swimming pool as a dream that attracted you, was it?
I was never attracted by the glamour of an actor, because by being an actor you could have so much money and buy furs and a Cadillac at that moment and a house. No. I thought that I wanted to be an actress just because maybe I was living in a little town like Pozzuoli, and I really wanted to get away of anonymity and to become an individual and to do something in life. And the only thing I thought, I don't know why, I could do was to be an actress.
One of the most moving parts of the book, and it's a very brief part of the book, but I thought very significant. A lot of people have asked you about your reaction to Cary Grant and Clark Gable and the male actors that you met, but I found one of the most significant moments was when your husband told you that Marilyn Monroe had committed suicide. You had never met her, but you felt you had a deep insight into the sort of person she was.
Well, because I don't know why. I never met Marilyn, but I thought that she died because she couldn't endure herself no longer to be alone. I think that she had no friends, and I think she killed herself not because she was getting too old, because when she killed herself she was about 36, 35 years old, so she was very young. But I thought she couldn't stand any longer to be alone, and she had no friends to talk to, and really to release her soul of the burdens that maybe she had, I don't know.
Because you make a very clear distinction between solitude, which you enjoy greatly, just going away from everyone and enjoying.
I like to be alone.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's very different from loneliness, isn't it?
Oh, well, I think so. Marilyn was lonely. I like to be alone sometimes because I choose to be alone sometimes, because I like to talk to myself and ask myself what I want from life.
Yes. Now, it's very easy for all of us to be amateur psychiatrists, but it is irresistible in reading your
You really
book.
think we are amateur psychiatrists?
Well, I think all of us try to be and read into things, perhaps.
I think
what
we are
we're not,
very good ones.
What we're not qualified to do. Well, maybe. Because reading about your attitude to your father, who abandoned your mother more than once, and who gave you his name but little else, and yet when he died, you...
He didn't only give me his name, he gave me life.
Yes,
and I'm
indeed.
here talking to you because of him.
And yet
So
by
that's
any...
why I forgive anything he did, and there is nothing I can reproach my father. Nothing.
Well, it's an enigmatic part of the book. I think a lot of people might feel very differently to you. It's remarkable forgiving.
But I'm not everybody. I'm myself, and that's the way I think.
Now comes the amateur psychiatrist bit.
Oh,
The fact that you were without a father,
yeah.
in every sense of the word, throughout your life, your husband, Carlo Ponti, again is an enigmatic figure for some people who cannot understand the depth of the relationship that you have. Was he in any way for you, the father that you never had, as well as husband and lover?
Well, it goes without saying that in life, I mean, we choose always the people that we think are good for us. And I thought I had a great complex because my father never married my mother, and I had a father complex. Yeah, it goes without saying. That's why I was always attracted in life, I think, by a man who was older than I was, because I needed a father, because I needed to be protected, and because I needed a family of my own, and I needed legality, and needed children. I needed a family of my own, in few words, just to be, to find a balance in my life, to find an equilibrium in my life, and I'm very happy now that I did.
Because from the very earliest days, you said that you had a sense of your own destiny, even with very little evidence that it was going to be a successful life. Even in poverty, as a young child, you felt, I'm going to be someone.
Well, it's something you feel when you are very desperate. It's the only thing. I'm sure I'm going to be somebody somewhere, and later in life. But I never knew what was going to happen to me. How could I know?
Indeed.
But I know that I worked very hard for whatever I had. I worked very hard to be somebody in my profession. I worked very hard to have a husband. I worked very hard to have 2 children. And I'm very happy that I did.
The interesting thing about this book, or one of the most interesting things, is why you felt now that you were prepared to open out your life, because you have been known as a very private person.
I'm still a very private person, but I think that since I was terribly young, I was about 18 or 20 years old, they had been writing a great deal of books about me, about maybe 10 or 12, and none of them gave me the image that I like of myself. So I thought that the time had come for me to write a book about the most important things that really happened in my life, but besides that, to talk about the truth, my own truth.
But it is a very honest book, and I wonder if I could start with the beginnings of your life. You know, the term poverty can mean very different things in very different countries. You say poverty in the Italy of the late 30s, early 40s in wartime. Just how bad were conditions?
Well, there was war, and when there is a war, there is a lot of poverty. There is no money to buy food, no money to buy things to light the fire. And besides that, you have the struggle for your own food, for the things you have to eat day by day or hour by hour. And besides that, you don't know where to go to sleep because there's bombing every night. So we used to go in a tunnel and sleep there. And I think that we went to this tunnel for about 7, 8 months. You know, bringing our mattress, and every night the same routine.
What is equally strong and powerful in the book is that apart from that poverty, which was at times a poverty of squalor and fear of starvation, there was also, though, a compensating warmth of the family, the large family, your uncles and aunts and your grandparents, who really did bring a tremendous amount of comfort to one another.
Well, that's the only comfort you can have if you are very poor. It's your family, it's your mother, it's your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle, your sister. And that's how you survive.
Sophia's struggles as a child and the first days of her career would come up in another interview around this time for the programme Arena, starting with how she got a role as an extra in the 1951 biblical epic, Quo Vadis.
On Quo Vadis, I went to Rome, and we didn't even have the money to make a phone call. So we walked from the station to Cinecittà because we knew that Quo Vadis was, they were shooting Quo Vadis, and they needed a lot of people to be extras in it. So just to make a little money, we went there to Cinecittà, and we saw Mervyn LeRoy. And he spotted me right away, and he said, come. So he did this, so I understood that he said come, because I didn't speak a word of English. So I did go in his office, and he started to ask me many questions, and my mother said, you always say yes. You always say yes. No matter what he asks you, you say yes. And finally, after half an hour, he really found out that I didn't speak any word of English, because otherwise he would have given me my first chance in an American film, in Quo Vadis, a small part, but I had to speak English.
But the fact that you took that part as an extra, that wasn't really the thing that made you decide, oh, I must be an actress. You'd already decided that way back.
I mean, on the trip, oh yes, absolutely.
And then you...
I wanted to, maybe it was the feeling I wanted to get out of anonymity. I wanted to do something. I needed to work. I didn't have any money. I had no future. I had nothing. Listen, my Hollywood period, I consider it a very positive one because I had a chance to work with so many actors, big actors. I mean, I could give you a very long list, Clark Gable, Cary Grant, Peter Sellers. And also because I had the opportunity to learn the language that I didn't know. Mm. So for me, it was like going to school and learn. And when I was there, I was just about 21, 22. So it was a good school for me to go to America. And then when I came back, I did 2 Women with the Sica in Italian.
You see yourself doing more of those sort of roles?
Well, you know, this is part of my, it's part of my life. I mean, when I shoot a picture in Italy, all the little treasure that you carry with you since your childhood comes out because you really work in your own country. You speak your own language, so you can express yourself in a wonderful way. I know that I speak English quite well, but it's not my own native language.
And the characters that I can do in Italy, they are familiar to me. And I think I'm best in these roles.
Was it the hard struggle that you had in your childhood, do you think, that gave you the ambition and the drive to become the success that you are?
Can be part of it, yes.
I mean, it's true that you were hungry.
But you can be
starving.
ambitious. You can dream about success. You can have it. But I don't think that if you don't have a talent, you can't last very long. Impossible.
Are you sure that you had a talent that you were born with, or did you learn?
Well, then I was not sure, but I think now for the things that I have done, maybe a little talent I have.
I mean, of course you have, but did you learn that talent, or did you have it when you...
You can't learn whether you got it or not. I mean, they can't teach you how to have talent. Who can teach you? Then it would be very easy. Whether you've got it or not, it's something that you're born with, I think. You can learn technique, yes, but talent, it's there or not.
Is there anyone you see around you now, 10 years younger, 15 years younger, who's going to be another Sophia Loren?
I don't know, no. For the moment. You mean in Italian movies?
In world movies?
What does that mean to be another Sophia Loren?
Exactly.
This next interview from Barry Norman's Film 79 programme finds Sophia discussing her appearance in one of cinema's most famous stripping scenes from the film Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, a classic Italian comedy featuring her most frequent co-star, Marcello Mastroianni.
I think that every Neapolitan have a sense of humor. I don't know if it's great sense of humor, but some sense of humor we have. A very realistic one, because we laugh about the tragedy of life sometimes. That's where our comedies are based upon, you know, when we make comedies in Italy.
Non urla!
Metti su un disco.
Sì.
Spogliati. Spogliati. Io ti guardo, io ti ammiro da qui.
Being a very shy person, I don't like to rehearse a scene. But when the camera is rolling and I have to do the scene, so I just go all the way, because I feel very much protected by the character that I'm playing, and I feel fine.
Yeah.
You can't talk about any other couple that is working together on the screen nowadays like Marcello and myself when we are in the film together. I don't know, there is something that clicks on the screen that I've never had with any other partner since I've been in this business.
Chi fosse chi non c'è più.
There were so many cameramen. They said that my nose looked too long and they couldn't light it. So when my husband told me that maybe I should have shortened my nose a little bit, I said, I don't think so. I think that I like to stick to my nose because I like the way I look. And I think you have to change cameraman. And if you do change cameraman, maybe I have a chance in the movies. Otherwise, I change everything. Or maybe I will never be in the movies because I like the way I look. I have no complex about my nose. So I didn't. And here I am with my nose. Long nose, but nice.
The 70s and 80s would see Sophia focusing on motherhood over acting, bringing up her two young sons. In 1982, there was a sensation when she was found guilty of tax evasion and spent 18 days in an Italian prison, an experience she spoke about on a visit to the Wogan programme 2 years later.
In 1982, you went to prison.
Yes.
Yes. Was that...
There's nothing to laugh about.
No, I'm sure there isn't. There wasn't that... What sort of effect did that have on you? Did it change your life? Did it change your approach to life?
Listen, I decided to do that on my own because I thought it was the only possibility for me to go back to Italy and to see my mother, my sister, and my nieces, and my other relatives. And I couldn't do anything else. So I went, but I didn't know what I was going to find there. And it's something, it's an experience that I will never forget, and it's a traumatic experience for me, and of course it leaves a scar.
Of course.
And
did they treat you like every other prisoner?
why should it have been different?
Because you're Sophia Loren, obviously.
Yeah, because you have been reading the wrong papers. I read in the papers that I had
No, it was only a question. I didn't read it anyway.
Carpet on the floor, that I had a big bathroom, and that I was treated, that I had a television, color television. You believe me? I was in prison like everybody else, and I had to be among all these girls that had committed crimes, and it was not an easy experience for me.
But you're glad you faced up to it, surely?
I'm not glad. I think that this kind of experiences enriches you.
Enrich, yeah.
Enrich you very much. And but if they would ask me to do it again, I would run. I wouldn't go there anymore. It has been terrible.
Many top Hollywood stars are now, as TV continues to go from strength to strength, they're in TV soap operas. Now, I had Rock Hudson on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he never told me he was going to go into Dynasty. He kept it from me. You're not thinking of moving into any one of these soap operas. Is it not true that you were at one time approached to take one of these soap opera parts?
I've been approached many times to do some series on television, but I always reacted in a very instinctive way. Not reasoning, really. I said no. But then I thought, I'm an actress. If I go in a series, I have to play this character for months. And if I'm successful, maybe for years. And how would I feel inside to play always, all the time, all over again, the same character? The wonderful thing, the magic thing of our profession is to be able to go from one film to another, changing character and disguise yourself. And I think it's wonderful. And in a series on television, you can't do that. So that's why I never accepted it.
Is it true that you were offered the Alexis Carrington part, the part that Joan Collins subsequently took?
Yes.
So I can't quite see you in that part, I don't.
No, I'm too good.
You are too good.
It took 30 years for the Italian Supreme Court to clear Sophia of those tax evasion charges. In the meantime, she embraced new roles, like that of UN Goodwill Ambassador, raising awareness of poverty in Africa. She's continued to act. And she's continued to pick up awards, being honoured for her lifetime's work by numerous international film organisations, all recognising her as one of the last of the great screen goddesses and a genuine treasure of world cinema.
Well, next, a vital mission to destroy the Nazis' new super weapon, and Sophia Loren stars in Operation Crossbow.